And action. What?
What should we say to open it?
Bon dia.
We hit 10k.
Yeah. Woo!
That's kind of crazy.
It's proper crazy.
So we said when we hit 10,000 subscribers we would film a Q&A. So here it is, because we hit 10,000. I think we're like 10,024 now.
Something like that.
So,
Flying.
So we've written down all your questions. Frankie on the way.
Frankie's book.
Should we just go through? Or should we start with the most important questions? Like, how many eggs are we getting?
Yeah. So far we've only had 2.
We got our first 2 yesterday, which is very exciting. And they were making noises like they wanted to lay some more.
So frantically made a nesting box this morning that I totally forgot to film, sorry. But it's in situ now, and hopefully they're enjoying it and giving us some more eggs.
Yeah, because one of the chickens was going behind the sofa this morning, I think looking for somewhere to lay. So, second most important question is from Callum.
From Callum. Callum's question was...
what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
So I had to do some research into this, and basically it comes down to the wind speed of the day. And I think the general answer to the question is about 24 miles an hour. But before we get to that, really you have to ask African or European swallow. Thanks, Cal.
Okay, we'll be more serious now and actually answer questions about our life in Portugal. So, first question is, what are our monthly expenses and outgoings?
Basically, it depends how much money we've got.
Yeah, we spend what we've got. No, I think we aim to try and have coming in €750
minimum
per month. Well, we could live on less, but that covers fuel, food, gas bottles,
animal food,
just basically everything that we need to live off and keep our animals alive and keep us alive. Yeah, we aim for about €750 a month. Obviously we have no rent, no bills, really,
no
phone bill. So yeah, I think around that. We can live on less. Sometimes we spend more, sometimes all the gas bottles go in the same month, so stuff like that, or if we're driving around more. I think you can very comfortably live here on like €500 a month, depending on your circumstances and everything.
Yeah, and obviously if you by yourself, that would be a thing.
Yeah.
Actually, that's for 2 of us.
Yeah, but that's kind of what we aim for, $750.
And then that's obviously without the car going wrong. The project.
That's just like basic
like
living
that.
Expenses.
Yeah.
That's not including anything to do with what, like the project here, and disasters like broken cars.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do a video on what we've spent all together, if you guys would like that.
Yeah. I think that's one of the questions actually, but we'll go into more detail if you want us to about expenses and costs and stuff.
Shall I ask the next question?
Yes.
So, did we need a permit to build the bedroom or the cabin? Short answer.
No, I don't think so. So the research we did is you can have a temporary structure, removable structure, and when you're constructing something, you can have something to live on in the land. So we built the cabin initially with the idea that eventually we would take it down. But I think when we need to go get the permit or permission and figure everything out when we build our bathroom plan and see what we can do, I think we will then try and make that a permanent legal building because it's brilliant and it's useful and we like to keep it. So yeah, as far as we understand, we don't need a permit to do it.
Yeah, it's not built out of blocks or anything, so it's just it's basically sat on pallets.
Yeah, it's no foundation. It's basically like a static caravan would be.
Yeah.
But always check with your lawyer and your local camera. Don't take any legal advice from us. But yeah, we've not got a permit for that. And I think actually the rules with temporary structure is it shouldn't be up for more than 365 days.
Yeah.
So that's coming up to its being up a year, but I don't think anyone's...
No, unless someone
tried it.
checks, then I guess it's 365 from then.
Yeah, if they tell us to take it down, we'll take it down.
Yeah. Yep.
Next question. We haven't put these in any sort of order that makes sense, so we're just going through them. What is the next project?
Albi.
I guess, do you mean... I guess
Next
they
on the
mean
list.
on the list here. Not
Yeah.
We're not doing any other projects after
No.
this, living here forever. Our priority at the moment is finishing the kitchen.
All these walls.
We want one project to actually be completed. I mean, it won't be fully completed, but that's our focus at the moment, is like the kitchen to a certain level that we have in our head. And then after the kitchen,
With the bathroom.
we're going to upgrade the bathroom.
Upgrade the bathroom.
Because our setup is like ridiculously basic, and we weren't going to do a midpoint bathroom because we're planning to build a bigger one, or like a proper one on the house, but because that is so far away now and we've struggled this winter with showering outside, we've decided we're going to build like a midpoint one.
Yeah.
That
Still temporary.
we can actually put a heater in, and we're going to get hot running water soon.
Yeah.
We need to figure that out.
I guess there's a question about the bathroom actually. I wonder if we should just band that into with this one.
Nah, we'll just
we'll come up
to
on
it
it.
because I'll get confused.
So
So yeah, kitchen and bathroom, and lots of projects on the land. Yeah, that's the next projects.
Do the chickens have names?
Yes.
Yes.
I named 2 and you named 2 pretty much, didn't you? So
Mine are called Bobby and Mo,
why?
after Bobby Firmino and Mo Salah from Liverpool.
And then we have Izzy, that I asked my niece Olive to name one of them, and she went with Isabel, but we'll go with Izzy. And then Ali is named after our lovely patron who bought our snack mixer, so she's an honorary chicken. And she's also the most friendly chicken.
She
so
is, no.
there
I'm
you
the
go,
boss,
Ali.
yeah.
She is the boss,
She's the
and we're
boss.
pretty sure she's one of the egg layers. So, how much of our own food do we grow? And not much.
In the summer a lot.
Yeah, we're learning a lot about growing our own food. Our aim would be my aim is that we don't have to buy any vegetables all year round. That's my aim. And we eat a lot of vegetables, so that makes up a big part of our diet, and like potatoes and things as your starch. So it depends on the season. In the summer, I reckon like 30%.
No, probably more.
Probably more.
Well, last year we managed to do, I think it was 3 months, but possibly a little bit longer, without buying onions, without buying potatoes,
Tomatoes. It's basically our
courgette.
diet. That's all we eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Zucchini,
all the
courgette.
salad and stuff, wasn't there?
Yeah. So we did pretty well last year,
yeah.
all in all.
And then we've obviously got all our own olive oil now, so that's all done. So if you count in that, and then our own wine.
Yeah, the wine.
I couldn't give you a proper number, sorry, but we're getting there. And we always have something we can pick from the garden. Like at the moment, we've got like salady bits and lots of herbs and things like that. And now we're getting eggs, just only from the garden.
Yeah.
So yeah, if worst comes to worst, we could probably survive with eggs and potatoes and some veggies.
I guess we just have to like double it, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
We just have to do more.
But we'll never be able to make our own cheese, which I like to eat, and then you eat meat, and we'll never go down that route, I don't think.
No, maybe.
I don't think I could handle it. But yeah, most of our fruit and veg comes from the garden.
Do we preserve any of our own food?
Well, this year we only did sun-dried tomatoes as a sort of preservation, didn't we? And I've dried some teas and herbs and stuff. It's something I would love to learn about and learn how to do, but it's having the facilities and the space, so we've not done any of that, no canning or anything. But sun-dried works really well, because we sun-dried so many tomatoes, and we had them till the new
year.
Yeah, we had some still in January, and we didn't even do as much as we could have. So yeah, not yet, but we will, and we've got so much we want to do with it all. And we have a couple of friends who are really good at preserving and stuff, so we'll learn off them. But currently, no.
Como resolverem o problema da van?
I thought I'd leave it in Portuguese. Como resolverão a problema? No, I've not got very good accent. A problema da van. You can then let us know how terrible our pronunciation is. How will we resolve the problem of the van?
We won't.
Well,
yeah, I don't think the only resolution we have now really is to sell it.
Which we don't want to do.
Which we don't want to do.
We love the van.
But through lots of annoying circumstances that were out of our control, we ran past the deadline, because you get 1 year in order to matriculate it or import it tax-free. So we missed out on that.
Yeah. So we can't have it in Portugal, basically.
Yeah, we can't put Portuguese plates on it and blah blah blah.
I'm trying to convince my mum to buy it because then we would still be able to use it.
Or if anybody else in the UK or is
Yeah.
interested, give us a
Yeah.
shout. You never know, we might be able to sort something out.
But
It's got a brand new engine.
Yeah, we've got all the complications of actually getting it back to the UK as well, and it's currently functioning quite well as a spare bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we don't know. It's not resolved.
It's annoying.
It will be resolved
eventually.
but currently we don't even have a car, so
No.
which I'm kind of getting used to.
Yeah. Slowly.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
How was the adaptation to living in Portugal?
It wasn't too bad. The first few months were difficult because of COVID, because we came in lockdown in winter.
Yeah. I think adapting to living in Portugal was really easy because
Yeah.
Portugal's amazing, everyone's really friendly, the weather's really good. Yeah, that wasn't hard, but it was adapting to living like this.
Yeah.
That took some more time. But yeah, Portugal is a wonderful place to emigrate to.
Yeah.
We feel really welcome here.
It's not crazy different to the UK, really. It's not like a massive culture shock.
No.
Like.
So yeah, I think we've adapted quite well.
Yeah.
The most difficult thing is the bureaucracy and getting your head around that, and that's more difficult when you've not got a full grasp of the language as well.
Say, of course, learning the language is a.
It's another adaptation.
Yeah.
But we're getting there with
We're
that.
definitely getting there.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah.
But yeah, adaptation was easy.
Are we planning on living here permanently? Yes.
I think so. Our original plan was 1 year, because we were stuck in a lockdown and we aimed to buy a piece of land that would cost us the same as living in the UK for 1 year with our rent and bills. So that was our original plan. Obviously now we've been here more than a year, we've invested more than that into the project, and we've just fallen in love with living here, and we're trying to convince all our family to move over here instead. But I mean, you never know what life brings, but currently our plan is to live here permanently.
Yeah, we definitely don't call ourselves expats.
Yeah,
we are immigrants.
We're definitely immigrants.
We are here to stay.
Yeah. So yes, is the answer.
Estimation of how much you've spent on the project so far. Should we start with just the land?
Yeah.
Okay, so the land we've spent in total €20,000.
Yes.
That was on both plots, so 10,000 first, 15,000 second.
And then probably €4,000 in fees, because we had to buy it twice as well, which was very annoying because it probably cost us a couple of grand more in fees. That's a long story. So yeah, just in the land, 25 plus that, so that's €29,000. I'll try and remember to put on the screen these in pounds and dollars. And then on the actual project,
and the cabin probably cost
1,000
max, rounding it up.
Yeah.
The roof was 1,000, rounding it up.
Doing the floor and the walls in here has been like cement and sand is really cheap to work with, and because we're doing everything ourselves or with the help of Nick and we exchange time with him, you realise how much it is like labour costs that add up to making a building really expensive. So by doing it all yourself, that's been cheaper. So yeah, probably on like this so far, I mean cement and everything, if we're doing the floor as well, maybe €300 in this room so far.
Yeah. And tools and stuff, it's probably about £1,000.
Yeah, €1,000 on tools.
So probably 5,000 altogether.
On extras.
On the land.
Yeah, because we've bought like
that.
lots of the plants and trees. Obviously we've bought wood and the sink and stuff to do that, and the cooker and the fridge and the heater, bed, sofa.
Wardrobe.
So yeah, I think up to where we are so far, we've probably... that doesn't seem like very much actually. For what we've got. So yeah, 5,000.
We'll go into this in detail and make a proper video.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, we'll make it up as we go along.
A guesstimation is around 5,000 into the project.
Yeah.
Plus the 25.
Yeah,
off
the
land.
initial outlay.
So yeah, 30,000, which isn't bad for.
Yeah.
We've got lots more still to spend.
Yeah.
The biggest will probably be the solar system when we get to it. We're saving up for that.
We certainly are. So, how are you getting on with learning the language and what apps do you use? So, Portuguese es língua muito difícil.
No, it's not that hard.
It's not too bad. It's not too bad. You just got to put time in.
Yeah, muito fácil. We were originally doing one-to-one tutoring sessions with the lovely Adriana. Thank you, Adriana. Which was amazing if you really want to learn a language. I think
super
that's
helpful.
The best way to do it. She now has a new job in Lisbon, so yeah, we need to find someone else to do that with, I think. We originally were using the Memrise app, which is really good. It's a bit like Duolingo, but that's definitely European Portuguese.
Brazilian Portuguese.
No, it is European.
Memrise?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Whereas Duolingo is Brazilian.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
And then we watch a couple of YouTube channels we really like, is Portuguese with Leo and Talk the Streets. They're both European Portuguese. And then we try and go up to our local cafe a couple of times a week and have some mismatched conversations.
They're always fun.
Mostly about how gordinha sausages.
Yeah.
Fat little Frankie. That's what the locals say. So yeah, we're getting on quite well. Still a long way to go, slower than if we were more exposed to the language, because obviously we're just living here. We talk to our neighbour as well, that's really helpful. Yeah. She's really like patient and kind with that. But yeah, there's loads of like free online resources that are really good to use, so yeah, maybe we could do a full video on that. Yeah. Maybe we'll make it better.
Yeah. Right
and also I put the Portuguese subtitles on all our videos, so you can always put the subtitles on in Portuguese, so you pick up a few extra words as a free resource.
How are we getting on? Oh no, that's what we've just done. Never mind. Because you live quite remotely, how did you make friends?
I don't have any friends.
No friends.
No. Make friends has been super easy. We're not that remote. We can walk to our local cafe in less than 15 minutes.
Yeah.
The neighbours are super friendly. They come and give us eggs and chat with us, invited us over to theirs for
rice
coffee.
Pudding.
Oh yeah, Lord's makes the best rice pudding. I don't even really like rice pudding, but it's amazing.
Yeah, the Portuguese make it well. And
then there's a huge immigrant community here of Brits, a lot of Dutch people, South African, there's a French community here as well, so there's loads of people on, with the internet nowadays you very easily can meet up with people, and I think as well because we're like online, we've had a lot of people reach out and get in touch, so it's been really easy to make friends. We also have a Dutch family, Janine and Thomas, who live over the river from us, that are super close by, and they're really good friends of ours, and I think it's been really important actually to have a sense of community. Yeah,
it's almost like a mini support network.
Yeah, people to lean on when you're like, oh my car's broken down, can you come rescue us? Thanks Nick. And Janine's lent us her car. But yeah, making friends has been very easy, and also we're both quite introverted and need a lot of time by ourselves anyway, so I think we've not felt lonely or anything like that here anyway. So.
And again, we can get past that really easily.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Right then. What was it that inspired you to take the plunge and move to Portugal and live a new life?
COVID.
Yeah, basically COVID. We had a really small garden and a really small house. Well, yeah, it wasn't even a garden.
It was
a
like a
little terrace.
balcony.
Yeah.
With pots on it. We did have an allotment, but it was over 5 miles away, so we couldn't actually drive there during the first lockdown, so we were stuck in this tiny house in Wales.
And the idea of a winter in Wales, in that little house, locked down, the tea shop was closed.
I already worked online, I can work anywhere, so it was kind of like a no-brainer. And also I've been looking at trying to get on the property market, trying to get a mortgage. Market, is that what you'd call it? To buy a house basically in the UK when you're self-employed and don't have a huge deposit is really, really difficult. So I was getting really frustrated with that as well, being stuck, you know, renting takes all the money you would use to buy a house anyway. So I think it was like a combination of that, but yeah, it was definitely during the pandemic that we finally just went, what we're doing, being mugged off here, and saw how cheap you could get a piece of land in Portugal. It just seemed a no-brainer, and it was quite low risk what we were doing. Well, our original plan, with, you know, it being the same cost over a year to buy a piece of land, and we both love being outside, and I've always wanted to grow my own food.
I've always wanted grapevines.
So
it was had to be done.
Yeah, but we didn't think about it that long.
No.
Was it 6 weeks from when we had the conversation?
Until we left.
And we just didn't spend, I think if we'd taken longer, we might not have done it, might have hesitated, and we just went, just go.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need to read them on.
Go.
Where are we? How did we meet?
Ooh, through wine actually, funnily enough.
Yes. How long ago? Is it 7 years ago?
No, 2016. 6 years. It'll be 6 years this year. Yeah.
Okay.
It was in the wine shop I used to work in, Vino Mondo in Conway.
I was still working in hospitality and wanted to work my way up in there, and I was really interested in wine, so I started doing my level 2 wine training, and you have to buy wine for the training. This was a very big hardship. So yeah, I was going in the wine shop a lot to buy wine. And you helped me to learn about wine, and then the rest is...
And 5.5 years later?
Yeah.
Crazy. Will you create a little intro to use for your videos?
Do you think we should? Maybe, I don't know. Personally, I kind of just want to like get into them. You know, it's like when you watch a Netflix, you always skip them. So I think as for regular viewers there, I don't know. Yeah, let us know if you would like us to.
Yeah, if there's more yeses than nos, then we'll do.
Yeah. I think it's good for if someone's just found your channel, or I think maybe like a nice little short one with a jingle is quite cute. I really like Nick's.
Yeah, it's stuck in your head. It's a little earworm, isn't it?
Yeah, and like seeing the photos and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we will.
Ooh, fun question. What's been the best and worst thing about your new life in Portugal?
Okay, best thing, living here. This land is just, we so often just sit here and be like, this is amazing. Like the ability to have a piece of land like this to look after, the freedom that gives us, that would probably be best. And then
obviously the weather.
Yeah, the weather and the people have been the best things, in my opinion. Did you have anything?
No, it's pretty nice, pretty nail on the head. Worst thing?
Flies in the summer.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't know if that's Portugal specific. I think that's more like living in an agricultural land, and whether it's the sheep. But the worst thing about them here is they nip. So like, you know, if a fly lands on you, you just push it off. But here it's like, it's going to nip me. Or like if I'm drawing and it nips, it scares me. And then I've got a line on the page.
They are super annoying.
So probably that. And then, just like the bureaucracy of trying to figure everything out has been difficult.
Although when I think about it, I mean, it's pretty difficult. It was pretty difficult back in the UK as well, wasn't it? So bureaucracy is just one of those things that's just annoying wherever you go.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Like, I can't imagine moving any other country in Europe would have been any different.
No, or easier.
Yeah.
And it's only so difficult since Brexit has happened anyway.
I mean, there's still just a little intricacies, isn't there? Like the proof of address when we open a bank account.
Oh, yeah.
So we had an attestado from when we first moved here.
Which is your proof of address from the local. Every village has a junta, which is like the town council, so you get all your documentation from there to prove you live here.
And then we went to open a bank account, and they said we needed a new one.
So it's like
more recent.
It has to be within every 3 months, but the problem is the junta is only open on a Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. for an hour. But it's just quite an inconvenient time to go up.
But again, like first world problems.
Oh yeah.
Like, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's not that big a thing.
No.
I
can't
can't
still
think
don't have
of
a bank account though.
No, it's not that a bank account.
Because of that.
But otherwise, I can't think of another negative really. The hunting.
Yeah,
That's a shock because especially because we live right in the countryside and they do shoot really close to us. Like they're not supposed to, but.
And it's really early in the morning, so you wake up to it and you're like, oh my god, it's Sunday.
It's like a shotgun that's been shot like less than 100 metres from your bed.
Yeah.
So that's probably the worst thing actually.
Yeah. And then the heat of summer, but I think that was only so hard for us last summer because it was our first one, so you kind of never really know what you're going to expect, and we were both still trying to work in it, whereas we're taking 2 months off this year. And this building we have no escape from it because it was hotter in here because of the roof. So yeah, I think by the end of summer we'd kind of got into a good rhythm with going to the dam and swimming there to keep cool. And I think this summer we're going to go back to Wales for a couple of weeks, and I think that would be a good rhythm to get into, is escape it for a bit.
Does it ever get lonely living in the country? No, not really. Definitely miss friends and family.
Oh yeah.
But
that's probably another one of the worst things about moving.
Yeah, it probably
is missing friends and family.
But otherwise, definitely not lonely. No, we could probably see different people every day of the week if we wanted to.
Got Albi to keep us company.
The sausage dog, whatever she is. What do you typically eat in a day?
Wait, this would be another good video, I think.
Yeah, pretty good, wouldn't it?
I tend to eat like cereal for breakfast with lots of nuts and seeds and raisins in.
I'm more savoury in the breakfast, aren't I?
Yeah, you like your bacon.
Yeah.
Or I love jam on toast, but it doesn't keep me very full.
And then I'm Marmite on toast. Lunch, I quite often do scrambled eggs or soup.
We found Heinz baked beans in the supermarket.
Yeah. They're so expensive though.
It's €1.80 for a tin. It's like cheap eating in the UK, and here it's like a treat.
It's like gourmet lunch.
We don't have a big lunch really.
No, not
just
really.
Something little.
Yeah.
You always make, or a tuna sandwich.
Yeah. And then dinner we try and vary that a bit, don't we?
Yeah.
But just the usuals. We make chilli quite a lot.
Tomato pasta.
Yeah. Curries.
We try and go and pick stuff from the garden and make something with that.
We've attempted quite a few Portuguese dishes.
Yeah, you got really good at them.
We've done bacalhau abraços, which is kind of like eggs, potato, fish, olives. Then we do Portuguese cabbage soup all the time, cabbage, potatoes, bacalhau, onions, olives, loads of olive oil.
Yeah.
What else have we done? A few other things. Maybe we'll do some cooking segments because I really liked Andrew's and Nick and Andrew's video the other day. So.
Yeah, with tomato sauce.
How do you stay motivated to keep to your schedule and organised? Well, we don't keep to a schedule really. As much as we try to, something always comes up.
Yeah.
Just kind of learn to live with that.
Yeah. We kind of just live in the chaos and just know there are certain things that have a deadline that need to get done, so try and get those done. YouTube's actually given us a really good rhythm because we know it's really good to stick to a consistency. So because we have a Saturday video, that's given a good structure to our week, and we make sure to never miss that. And we really enjoy doing that, so that keeps us motivated, and it kind of keeps the project running along as well. So that has actually had a really positive influence on a sort of schedule, but we're not very organised at all. I keep thinking we need to just sit down and make a full plan of the project and work and everything, and we never do. So yeah, we just live in the
we plan day by day, don't we?
Yeah.
So every evening we'll have a solid plan for the next day, and we generally stick to that.
Yeah. And then there's always just do we need to do laundry? When do we need to go get water? So yeah, it's kind of spontaneous of what we need to get done.
Are we both Welsh speakers?
Unfortunately, I'm not. I was learning before we moved here, and now I'm learning Portuguese, but it is on my life ambition list is to be a Welsh speaker.
Dwi'n siarad Cymraeg dipyn bach.
You speak quite a lot.
Yeah, but rhaid fi ymarfer mwy.
What does that mean?
Have to practice more.
Yeah, I think you lost it in your
Yeah, moving out of Wales,
yeah.
and because I lived out of Wales for like 5 or 6 years, and so you just lose it as like first language thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And then coming here, I think I've just like been shifting it away with Portuguese.
Mm.
But I still try. I still watch the rugby in Welsh and stuff like that. So. I can understand everything, doing
Yeah.
dashboard in, but yeah.
And we use a few Welsh words, and then I kind of like panad, manad,
Yeah.
and then I like say it, and then I'm like, oh, you don't know what I'm saying.
What are your plans for the coming year for your home and for your land? Ultimate plan would be roof on the barn, I think.
Yeah.
And then maybe even a floor in the barn. That would be really nice to be able to do. But we'd need to build a shed before that.
Yeah, it's kind of like we have to like work backward from the plan. So it's like we would love to start working on next door, but yeah, how do we get there? And that's like, oh, okay, well, we would need to build a shed to put everything in, do the roof first to then be able to do the floor. But yeah, I think once we finished the kitchen and the bathroom, we'd then be moving on to getting the barn, just floor, walls and roof done on that, just to a weather tight position rather than anything aesthetically done in there.
Yeah.
And then with the land, just carry on with what we're doing really, just keep trying to grow vegetables and get a watering system in place. That's a spring project for the garden.
Dig out the streams properly.
Yeah. But we don't want to, like a lot of the land I kind of want to leave to do its own thing. I don't want to control it too much. But just carry on with
isn't it?
just moving forward with all the plans really. One thing we would love to do is actually secure the boundary.
Get a proper fence on.
To keep the chickens in better, because when we free range them, they're suddenly like in next door, or there's a dog that crosses the back boundary a lot. Noisy birds today. So that would be another one would be nice to get done this year on the land. But other than that, just carry on.
Keep plodding. Is there a way to make a cold room in the ground for your vegetables, or do you just put them in bottles to preserve them? We would like to do a cold storage, wouldn't we? We're thinking down by the lean-to.
Yeah, there's a piece at the bottom of the land that keeps the coolest, and digging into there would be good, because when we're looking into the solar system that we need, you start looking at like what everything needs electrically, and the fridge is one of the biggest like household consumptions of electricity. So finding ways to not rely on that as much, we would definitely like to look into. I know, actually I don't know if I'm allowed to say, someone has a project of potentially building one in an upcoming YouTube video, not us, another Portugal channel, and then we can see how theirs goes and learn from them. But that would be really cool.
And preserving, like we mentioned in an earlier question, it's definitely something we'll look into doing.
Yeah, currently not. I need to build a poultry.
But we need a few more bits and bobs to be able to like put stuff in jars, preserve it in an oven and stuff like that to sterilise the jars properly and stuff.
Yeah.
Is it hard to learn Portuguese? See.
We've covered that. I think learning any language is really difficult. I think speaking another language already really helps with learning. I speak French, you speak Welsh. I think it just like gets your brain already in that. I was terrible at language at school. I think you just have to approach it differently to learning anything else, and being submerged in it is...
Immersion is the way.
Yeah, 100%.
Like just the more you listen to it and stuff.
Yeah. But learning a language is hard.
When you order online or a takeaway, do they struggle to find you? Yes.
We don't really have an address.
No, we go up and meet them at our local pasteleria if we do. Otherwise we had a
PO box. A PO box, but it just wasn't working, so we got rid of it.
Yeah, because since Brexit and stuff, you get the customs clearance letters, and half the time the customs clearance letters were arriving after the date of the deadline, so it's just becoming quite pointless really. So we've sacked that off.
But yeah, our local cafe lets us will let us post stuff to them, which is amazing, and yeah, I don't think a takeaway would come here, so we just have to go and get it ourselves, and we don't very often do that anyway. But yeah, we don't have an address.
Will you be getting more animals? If so, what?
No.
I want a donkey.
And another dog.
And a dog. I definitely want to get a dog.
Iwan's very keen to get a Serra de Estrella.
But not going to rush into it. So.
I would really love to get some ducks, and I'm really enjoying having chickens, and they're really easy to look after, so I can see us getting more of those in the future, but we have so many other things we need to do and commitments and things that I'm definitely hesitant, but I can see it. We love animals. We've obviously got Albi, and then João has adopted us. We'll probably get another dog in the next year. And yeah, a mammal would be amazing, like a donkey or a sheep or something, but I don't really want to have one.
I just want to ride a donkey around
Or Frankie. I'm sure we'll end up with millions of cats. But yeah, can't say anything else really.
No. Watch this space.
Rabbits actually.
Yeah.
I'd really like to get a couple of rabbits.
Someone suggested in the comments, didn't they, that they work well with chickens.
And you see them where you buy chickens in the agricultural shop. There's little rabbits, and they're adorable, and they're really good for the garden because they process all your weeds and turn them into a very quick, usable compost. So maybe rabbits.
Yeah, maybe we will. They look quite easy.
Yeah.
Is it hard to maintain both of your remote businesses? You go first.
This year has been really hard, the first year, because just not having the infrastructure. But now we're a lot more comfortable and have like a better system in place for electricity, and just a better space to work in. Like trying to draw in the summer was so hard. Like it was just like smudging ink with my sweat. It's very nice imagery, isn't it? So it has been really hard just because of living off-grid and trying to build a home, but otherwise I had already kind of made my business to work quite without me having to do too much in terms of the print shop, and then commissions I stopped doing for a while, which I'm doing again now, which is really nice. I'm full until the autumn now, which is really cool to be. So yeah, yes and no.
As for me, no, not difficult at all, because my mum runs everything back in the UK, so I just kind of help out doing anything online, replying to emails, updating the website,
doing social media,
taking photos of tea, doing some write-ups.
We get to drink lots of tea, it's
we get
very
to drink
nice.
Lots of tea. You can see our tea chest is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So yeah, not difficult at all really. Super helpful.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
So, how much of your chicken food is bought versus foraged? I don't really know, because I don't know how much they forage.
We've only had them for a little while,
Yeah.
so we're still learning. But we give them.
I think so far it's 1.5 kilos a week.
Yeah.
For 4 of them.
Yeah. But we do free range them at least once a day for an hour minimum. Yeah. But sometimes they're out all day, so there's lots of stuff for them to eat all around. Mostly my seedlings. No, they don't really get too bad in my garden. No. They've not found where the vegetable garden is yet. It's just like a few bits that I have up by the house. But yeah, I think you were saying it's like fat chickens is good. So we try and just feed them lots of grain, and then
whatever scraps and stuff.
So
cabbage yesterday and absolutely nailed it. How far do you drive to get your fuels and supplies? Depends how lazy we're feeling, really.
Yeah, we can walk to the local shop in 15 minutes. We can drive within 5 minutes to the supermarket and petrol and stuff, but to get to the bigger city of Castelo Branco is 20 minutes drive. And you can just get everything there, all our building materials and everything.
We're really quite well placed, really.
Yeah, we're
it's really handy.
Yeah.
As fuel prices go up, is that impacting your budget? Well, at the moment, no, because we've not had a car since they've gone up, so we've not actually had to buy any fuel. So you never know if it goes back down by the time we get the car back,
Yeah.
and it won't have impacted us
Yeah.
at all.
Gas has gone up a little bit, a couple of euros, I think.
Yeah, in the
bottle.
year that we've been here.
Yeah.
Right.
And we use a lot of gas bottles for our heating, our fridge and our cooking currently. So yeah, no, I don't think too
Not
much.
yet.
We don't drive too much, and we try and do that less anyway.
Obviously, when we get the car back, then that will impact us then, because I guess it's probably, is it about 10 euros per tank that it's gone up?
Yeah.
5 euros
We
tank.
fill up twice a month, if that. Probably not even
Not
that.
even that.
So it's only 20
Yeah.
euros in the month.
What is the most rewarding aspect of how you are living, and what is the most avoided task? Most avoided task, washing up.
Yeah, well, I think that's always going to be the most avoided
We have a
task.
rule that whoever cooks doesn't do the washing up. So sometimes we fight for who cooks, which is a good place to be. It's
Yeah.
a good arrangement.
I prefer to be cooked for and would rather do the washing up.
And I prefer to cook.
So it does,
works.
but I hate doing the washing up. Yeah, that gets put off. And I think that's just, it's one of those, I always think it's funny, I was saying it to my dad yesterday, the other day, you know, you think, is that thunder?
It's thundering. Maybe, or a plane.
We are coming in storm season. Yeah, you think like, oh, I'm going to go live this free life, but life follows you. You always have to do cooking and washing up and pay your taxes wherever
Yeah.
you go. So yeah, I think that one, emptying the loo.
Emptying the
I've
loo,
avoided.
but it's not
you do that.
too
You
bad.
don't seem bothered. Nothing's too avoided. We like working.
Yeah.
Like I love doing the garden. I love weeding.
I don't like weeding.
Yeah, but
like
I love it.
weeding.
I find it quite meditative and relaxing.
So yeah, I think washing up is probably the...
Yeah, I hate going out and like having to go do the laundry and get water. But sometimes you go do that without me.
Right,
so.
there's a positive part to this question, so let's
Oh,
go
yeah.
back to that. What is the most rewarding aspect of how you are living? Being able to spend so much time outside.
Yeah.
For me, it's like my favourite thing in the world. And living in Wales, it's raining like 300 days a year, so you don't get to spend much time outside. So
I think as well what's been really rewarding is how much we've learned this year. Like the skills we've picked up, what we can do, and looking around and being like, we built that, or like something's broken and I actually know how to fix it, maybe a bit bodged, but yeah, the freedom to learn and put those skills into practice has been really rewarding. And there's nothing better than going down to the garden and picking stuff for dinner.
Yeah,
That's
the amount of
really
time
good.
that's ours now.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
It's a good life.
Yeah, good question,
Yeah,
thanks.
thank you.
When will you start the room next to the kitchen? That's that already really, haven't we? As soon as we've done the walls and updated the bathroom.
I think it'll be the autumn now, because it'll be too hot to work in
Probably.
the summer on it.
Yeah.
Although it's quite cool in there, so maybe we'll point the walls.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. We're definitely going to try and really hit it this year. When we're not so sure.
Yeah. I wonder if we'll do the roof the same time of year as we did this roof.
Just
We've
before
saved up
winter.
enough. So I think it'll be like 1200, because that one's a bit bigger.
Yeah,
So
it's like September.
yeah, we're saving for the roof. That's kind of like our next big
Yeah,
one.
but like I said, we will have to do the shed before that to
Yeah,
empty
yeah.
everything out, because
Yeah.
it's basically a shed right now.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, time and energy and weather dependent as well. So yeah, hopefully in the autumn.
Are you going to be getting a small tractor or rototiller? I don't think we'll ever get a rototiller. They look like really hard work, and we don't really need to till anything.
No, we try and do sort of the no dig element.
Yeah, or just no till, isn't it? We don't need to till, and we personally don't really think it looks very nice. It's like ankles snapping whenever you walk anywhere.
Yeah, and we're learning about more like building the soil as well, and I
Yeah.
think that doesn't work for the kind of farming we want to do.
And interestingly, last year the plateau flooded after it being tilled, and this year, having a whole year of grass growing on it, it hasn't flooded at all yet.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's working.
That might be because it's been so dry.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we're in a drought.
As for a tractor, I would love one.
I think it's thundering. We're going to get a
If
storm.
it suddenly starts raining, you need to run outside and get the drill and the circular saw, so we'll start back again after that. Yeah, I'd love to get a tractor, because at the moment the closest we can get a delivery is about 70 metres away from here. So when we do like doing the floor or anything like that, it's like moving 700 kilos up to here in a wheelbarrow does take its toll.
And the gas bottle, like, because we can't
Yeah.
park by the house, it would be handy to have something that we can move that up with. And the small tractor kind of does make
just
sense.
like a really small sit on top one.
Yeah, because then we can also like use the mowing.
Yeah, and yeah, we get a
that.
mower for that. Yeah.
But it kind of feels a bit of an overkill for the size of our land.
But we certainly don't need it now.
No.
It's not a priority.
No,
It'll be like when we've done everything, then.
Maybe a little quad bike to put the gas bottle on.
How many eggs are you getting?
We already answered that at the beginning. It was the most important question.
Oh yeah, it's the most important question. Can you recommend an estate agent in your area that is reliable? No, you cannot.
I don't. I think it's just luck. I don't think that they are unreliable or reliable. I think that here the land and the segmentation of the land is really complicated.
Yeah, but after what's happened to us, I'm not gonna badmouth them because I'm not gonna name them.
Yeah.
So.
We feel like we didn't get as much help as we should have with resolving it through the estate agent. But yeah, I would just say I don't think people are out to get you. Just be really, really particular yourself.
Yeah, really thorough.
Checking every single thing.
Get your own lawyer.
100% do it with a lawyer. And even like we did everything by the book and still got caught out. So. Yeah, there's always a risk with that.
If you want to find an estate agent that's not like an English speaking one, or like there's not English speaking, not an English based website or something like that, go on Google Translate and just type in estate agent and the town in which you're looking for, and then pop it into Google and you'll find something.
Yeah.
Google Chrome has got a translate button somewhere on the top. It has on your phone anyway. I'm not sure about it. We'll have it on the laptop, and you can translate the whole website. So that's a good way of doing it. Can you tell me anything about Central Portugal, places of interest, etc.? I love the Serra da Estrela, the mountains. They're proper mountains.
It's really beautiful. I guess this is someone that's thinking of looking at moving to the region. We've not done as much exploring as we would like to because
we did quite a lot when we first moved.
That's true, when we were looking for land.
Yeah, and waiting to sign.
But I've found lots of little places around here that we want to go to, but firstly, like when the van was playing up a bit, we didn't want to drive that up to the mountains, and now we don't have a car. And we really wanted to go up the other week because they had snow. But OK Portugal do loads of videos on cool like places to go see here, good restaurants and things like that. So they're a good channel to check out for stuff like that. I think all of Portugal has its own. There's so much here, so much beauty, so much nature, and you've got the amazing beaches on the coast. We've got mountains in the north. It's very green. You've got the Algarve. I think anywhere you go is going to be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep.
You lost.
Yeah. How do we go to the shower and toilet? So do shower first. Yeah, it's not.
It's no, sorry. I've had a shower as well actually. I'm washing my hair. We have a USB charged pump for the shower. I'll do a B-roll over it so you'll be looking at it now. That we put into a bucket of water. We have a huge pan. Is it like 5 litres or something? 8 litres that we boil. And then balance that out with cool water, and then we have a little like shower fenced in place for privacy, and it's looking horrible at the moment actually because we had to staple plastic all on the inside because the wind was blowing through.
In the summer it was amazing.
Yeah, it's really nice showering outside actually, but it's been really hard in the winter, and I have sometimes just done a bucket bath instead because I can do it in here with the heater on.
We've got a link to the shower in the...
Oh yeah, we've got an Amazon list linked in the description of all the things we found really useful and what we would actually buy again doing this life. So
it's been really good actually, hasn't it, for the price of it and stuff. Like,
I'm really impressed.
Fair play.
And that we can just plug it into we have quite a very small battery for charging things, and just charges really easy off that USB and you get enough power. I mean, it's not the best shower I've ever had.
It's decent enough pressure, isn't it?
Yeah.
Toilet, basically just got a very simple composting toilet.
Yeah.
We empty it every day, just so it doesn't get like dirty or smelly or anything.
Or track flies.
Or
but
track flies.
There's a really good book. Maybe I can put that in the list. I don't know, but yeah, the Human Guide or something.
Yeah.
I'll link it.
It's a lovely word, isn't it?
Yeah. It's really interesting to read actually, and it's kind of made me be like, I think I would be tempted to always have a compost loo. Anyway, that's
we won't go into that.
But yeah, we have a compost loo, which is brilliant.
Do we plan on getting water to the kitchen, electricity, etc.? Yes, we do. We can't wait. We do have a boiler.
Yeah, a friend Janine, they replaced theirs and gave us the old one.
So we need to try and work out exactly what pump we need for the boiler, and then that's the plan for when we do the bathroom, is to put in running water into that. So we've got a sink and a shower in that, and then once we've got that sort of done and we know what we're doing a little bit, then we'll be in a better position to do it here. So we don't want to be putting holes in walls that we end up having to redo.
Lots of learning to do to get to there, really.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about water systems and plumbing and pressure.
Electricity even is a bit scary. We've actually got 4 lead acid batteries as well.
6?
No, 4. With big things.
It's 6?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got some batteries and we have no idea how to even go about connecting them, getting the panels. So we need, we've got some things that...
If anybody's in the area and knows lots about solar,
oh God,
please get in touch.
Really
we'll pay
some advice and setting it up. I'm scared of electricity. But yeah, we would love to have electricity in here as well.
That's probably next year, isn't it?
Yeah, but at the same time, we've really adapted to the system we currently have. So we have quite a few solar lights. Light's one of the hardest things to do without. So we found lots of solutions for that. And then the power bank we've got charges our laptops. And then we do have a generator for the really rainy weeks when that's empty because that charges from the sun. So yeah, we've kind of really adapted to not.
We've got all bases covered. They're just not. None of them are easy as they would be if we had it fully wired in. But
it's not a big priority anymore.
No.
But eventually we would like to get a good system in and have
just
a
fridge
and a freezer.
That's all we want.
Yeah.
When will you start your winery and what will you call it? Frankie on the Vine.
That's a brilliant name.
That is a brilliant name. In a couple of years, probably, before getting an actual designated winery, we probably need to get more vines.
But we will be making wine every year.
Yeah, we'll 100% be making every wine.
We've already got it going, really.
Yeah, and the winery is just like a corner of the barn when harvest is happening. But in the next few years, it's definitely the aim is to acquire more vines, maybe even try and buy a vineyard in the local area that's already established.
There's lots of options. Bits we want to plant up here too.
Yeah, and name-wise, the original name was after Albi, so we're going to call it Albi Tinto or Albi Branco.
Albi Quinta is the wine label, isn't it? But we're still unsure.
We called it Albi because people from this local area, from the Castella Branco area, are called Albi Castrenses, and so
regional.
Yeah, so you get they name all their shops after it and stuff. So we named it.
We thought it was really funny when we first got here because you've got Albi Fast, Albi Frutas, Albi Gas.
Yeah.
Everything's called Albi, so we called her Albi Gata. And then we asked, it was when we were adopting her actually, we asked we said we're going to call it Albi, but why is everything called Albi? And he explained it to us. So, Albi Quinta was, but we've not settled on anything. Feel free to leave us some suggestions.
Yeah, absolutely. How did your pets come into your lives, age, etc.? Should we start with Frankie?
Yeah. Frankie!
So, sausage dog!
Come here!
So, Frankie is 5?
Yeah, she was 5 in January.
She's just turned 5.
Yeah. Frankie, come on.
I've always wanted a sausage dog since I was a kid. From watching this is well before my time, but watching Watch with Mother, Andy Pandy and stuff used to be on it. And there was a little puppet sausage dog called Sausage.
Oh, sausage.
So,
got seeds.
ever since I've been a really young lad, I've always wanted a sausage dog. And then finally the stars aligned and we found one that wasn't ridiculously expensive.
Yeah,
she actually comes from Poland.
Yeah, and she was 5 months old. We found her in Gumtree in London and we just drove down and picked her up and took her back to Wales.
She was perfect.
Yeah.
The perfect sausage dog.
Aww.
Then we have 3 cats at home.
Mm-hmm.
My 2 are really elderly.
You've had them
since I was 18.
Yeah.
So
16 years old, are they? No, how old? Yeah.
Yeah, nearly 16, 15 years old.
Darcy and Steve.
So they're I think probably too old to make the move now. I think summer would probably finish them off because they'd be like close to like, getting kidney issues and stuff, which is a huge shame. It upsets me quite a lot.
Really lovely cats. And then I have Nico, who I adopted when I first moved back to Wales. So she's 8 now, I think. And she's just crazy, and we would love to get her here because she would love it. Cause she's madder than Albi. And
she can get in through the cat flap, no, through the letterbox.
Oh yeah, in my house they had like a letterbox, and she got out, and I didn't know how. And then she got back in. I really thought she was coming in and out of the letterbox. So yeah, and then Albi, we adopted here actually because we had some mice and we were hoping that the scent of her and maybe she would catch them would deter them, but she's
not very good.
Not a great mouse catcher.
Joao was much better than her.
Yeah. So we adopted her, and it's funny because she was a bit wary of us at first, but immediately fell in love with Frankie, and now she's really loves people. She's a big softie, and we thought we'd have a bit of a wild like farm cat, but we don't. But yeah, she doesn't like Joao still really. We'll see. But then they do cuddle as well. And then Joao is a black kitten that came from one of the neighbours' quintas and has slowly moved himself in. He's lovely. He's really funny cat.
That's funny.
And then the chickens came a month ago.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So far.
Could we do more videos and would we get more money?
Yes.
Would you like more videos?
We have been thinking about doing them. We did 2 videos a week in December, which we found quite hard with the workload because editing takes a long time. But I think December was really hard as well because we weren't here. We were stuck in the Netherlands with the van and all that was going on. But that really put me off doing a bonus weekly video. But we have started thinking about whether to bring in an occasional or maybe commit more to doing 2 videos a week. Because financially it would double what we're earning from YouTube. We get about £300 a month now. In December we did have 1 video that like really took off, so we earned more of that. And obviously with all the expenses we've had this year, that would be really useful.
It would certainly speed up the project.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it?
So we are contemplating it, and possibly. But yeah, it is a lot. And I think as well it's kind of like getting content, so filming 1 video a week, and like we've normally done some part of the project, but if doing 2 a week I'm like, lives aren't interesting enough. But I think most people just want to see like a day-to-day experience of life here, so I'm sure we can make an interesting enough video.
I reckon so.
But yeah, we'll see.
Right, how do you get along with the local Portuguese people? Very well.
Yeah, amazingly. Yeah. They have been so welcoming. They've helped us with so many things. Our van got a bit stuck in the road and one of the neighbours came and pulled it out with the tractor. Twice, the neighbours like along our road have just amazing. Really embraced us. And when we had COVID, they were like, if you need anything, let us know. We've got their phone numbers and stuff. Almost to the point where I'm like, I want to give back to you, but we don't have anything really to give yet. I was trying to like give them a few little bits. But they're amazing. And then the local cafe as well.
They're so friendly.
I mean, they speak perfect English as well, and they've really helped us with things like that.
Yeah.
But absolute lovely people.
Yeah.
Cannot say enough good stuff about the Portuguese.
No, so friendly and welcoming. Is there a chance you'll get into trouble if you put up a yurt or unpermitted earth house? Honest answer, don't know.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do it here, and I think as long as you're respectful. These rules are in place to stop people like kind of, if someone bought next door and put up a big house or whatever, we wouldn't be very happy. So they're there to protect you. But I think if you're respectful, we see a lot of people doing things like that. But personally, I would find it would make me feel quite anxious because at any point they can tell you that it's not that you have to take it down basically. And when you're buying a piece of land, if you can try and make sure either there's a ruin that's pre-1951 like ours, gives you a habitation licence within that building,
urban article.
and an urban article on the land, then you are more likely to be in the rules of being allowed to live on the land.
I think it differs from area to area.
Yeah.
So like in the Algarve, you've got no chance.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely 100%. No chance. And same in like Lisbon or whatever.
Whereas here, a lot of the land is abandoned, so it's good to have someone who's looking after it. But yeah, just consult the lawyer and your local camera. So it's like the town hall within the city. They'll let you know what you can and can't do.
And even the junta de freguesia.
Yeah. So it really varies per region, and just how respectful you are.
Yeah. Last question.
Last. Oh, I thought you were here.
No.
Okay.
Do you think what you're doing is possible if you're not on the land all year round? It would depend what time of the year you're not on the land. I think it's absolutely 100% necessary you have to be here for spring, because you need to make sure the land is in good condition for the summer, i.e. fire hazards and stuff. It is a humongous fine. I think it's €10,000 if you don't have your land cleared by a certain
At the same time, there's so much abandoned land around us that isn't cleared
this
at all,
is true.
Which is a bit nerve-wracking because they are fire hazards. So, but I think you're right. It's best to be here in the spring and make sure that is all in place.
Yeah, but I think you could quite easily, like, say you wanted to spend 3 months of summer not here.
Yeah.
Then you could.
Yeah. It depends what if you just had a piece of land with a building on. Sure, like.
Yeah.
But if you're getting animals and things like that, then you have a commitment and a tie to the land. Saying that, like, our chickens were able to just go stay with our friend. They seemed quite happy to be moved around.
Yeah. I think the fire control in the summer would probably be the only reason why you couldn't.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, if you've got like olives, you need to be here November, December.
You don't need, but it would be a wasted opportunity. So you've got wine harvest is like beginning of September, depending on the year, and then olive harvest is beginning of November. So there would be 2 core times to be here. But anything's possible. Yeah. Especially now, because now you've got, so you can do 90 days, and if you're British or outside of the EU, you can do 90 days at a time, twice a year, basically, within 120.
Yeah, I think
that's
so.
how it works, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you could do 90 days here, 90 days away, 90 days here, 90 days away. I think that could definitely work. You just have to build up the infrastructure. Crime is really low here, but we do know a couple of people local to us who have been robbed whilst they've been away. So that would, I guess, be the only other thing to be concerned of.
Yeah.
But we took all our tools to Ken and Gina's when we went away.
Yeah.
Just for, I don't think we were going to get robbed, but you just never know. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's it, really. Cool.
Why?
Right, on cue, Al.
That's all the questions. I know there were a few dotted around in other videos and I couldn't find them, so if we haven't answered your question, I'm really sorry. Please let us know and we'll
pop them in the comments, we'll answer them there.
We'll answer them. We'll do our next Q&A when we hit 100k, so get subscribing. If you have any more questions, you'll have to wait till then. No, I'm joking, I'm sure we'll do another one in maybe a year or something. And
if there's any video requests you want as bonuses or extras, then let us know.
Thank you all so much for subscribing to our channel, this crazy thing we're doing. It's been absolutely amazing being able to share the project, for us to look back on and documenting it that way has just been amazing. I've watched our first video so many times, and then I did like a year time lapse. I've watched that quite a few times, so it's really nice for us to like capture it. So yeah, thank you for your advice, your encouragement, your support, helping us out when we're in tricky situations. It's YouTube has been something more than we thought it would be.
It definitely has.
So yeah, thank you. Hope you've enjoyed listening to us ramble. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video on Saturday. Thank God.